Good morning, Year 3. So today's geography TLP is, can I use 4-figure grid references to find places on an OS map? So it's quite a long TLP, but I think you're going to be brilliant at it. So what you're going to need for today's lesson is your map that you had from last week. And well done, Isaac, for noticing it doesn't go all the way down to Cookmahaven. It ends at Seaford, so it's a slightly different one from the one we were looking at on screen. Really looking carefully. You also, from this little pack, need this sheet. If you've already had a look at it, well done, very good. But if you haven't, this will be super helpful. And thirdly, we have a little quiz here, and we're going to be using the 4-figure grid references to look for places on this map. So those are the 3 things that you need for this lesson. Okay, so our TLP is, can I use 4-figure grid references to find places on OS maps? And when we talk about 4 figures, all we mean literally is 4 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gives you your 4 figures or your 4 digits. So let's use a little example of the woods. The grid reference for the woods is 1743. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to find this grid reference, what you have to do first is you have to use the eastings, as we call them, because you're going east and you're going along the corridor. So we go along to 17, and it's whatever's in the box just after 17. But of course, as we can see, there isn't anything in that box. What we need to do is we need to look at going north. So we're using our northings and we're going to 43. So after the 17, and after the 43 gives you this grid reference, 1743, and it's the box just after those numbers, not before. So this one wouldn't be 18 because we haven't got to 18 yet. Right, I'll say that again. The grid reference is 1743, along the corridor and up the steps, just like we do on other charts and graphs. It might remind you a little bit of playing Battleships or a game like that. So can we work out the grid reference for the car park? Now, first of all, we need to know that OS symbol. We can see that, that's the car park. So let's see how far we have to go along, first of all. So we have to start down here. Okay, so we've gone past 18 to get to the right column, and we have to go up to 45. So it's just past 18 and just past 45. I'm going to have a go at writing that in. 1845. Okay, not too bad. So what about the campsite? I'll let you have a think about that. So think about how far we're going to go along and how far we're going to go up. While I just get rid of this. Lovely. Did you get it? You have to go along to 19 to reach where the campsite is, the right column, and you need to go up to 44. So the answer for that one is 1944. Those are the 4 figures. Just show you again. So we're going along the corridor to 19 and up the stairs to 44. And that's just a little shorthand way to remember it. Now, we've got a picnic table symbol over here. And the question at the bottom says, can you put the picnic symbol in 2045? So again, I'm just going to give you a minute to think about that. Going along the corridor to 20 and up to 45. You can point to your screen. Which box would you put the picnic symbol in to match the grid reference? Okay, let's see. So I'm going to move the picnic table along to 20, up to 45. Nearly forgot there. So it belongs in this box here. 2045. Show you that. 20 up to 45. Very good. Okay, so back to our pack. The next thing to look at is this sheet. Now basically all this is going to do is help us to have a little practice. So you don't have to do this one, but if you're thinking, oh, those grid references are a bit tricky, this is a really good one to practice. It explains what I've just said on the video, and you've got lots and lots of things to practice on. So for example, if we look at question number 1, give the grid reference for the source of the river. So we're using lots of skills here. What's the source of the river? I know it means the start of the river, but I need to look on my key. So the source is a dot with an S next to it. Right, so that's here. That's the start of the river in this box. I'm going to get a different colour pen to show it really clearly. So that's my first thing I can do, identify the source using the key. So now I know it's in the first box, so I'm going to go, let me just check you can see this, yes you can. From 40 I'm going to go along. Now it's not as far as 41, it's in this first box which is 40. And then I've got to go all the way up, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, up to 21. So my grid reference, I've got to go along the corridor first, it's going to be 40, 21. That's going to be my answer. Right, what about the sewage works? Oh, lovely, the sewage works. That's not very nice. That's where all the wastewater from your toilets and pipes is processed. So the sewage works looks a bit like a Lego brick on this map. I'm going to put a circle around it. Now this time I'm going to move along the eastings, and it's just after 42. So it's in that box just after 42. And if I go upwards, it's just after 15. So it's got to be 42, 15. I can't do it the other way round. So for this sheet, basically, the first 2 digits are always going to be a number in the 40s, and then the second 2 digits are either going to be a teens number or just into the 20s. So you have a really good go at these. If you want to, if you feel you need to practice that, you can put your name on the top and you can stick this in the back of your English book with the rest of your geography when you've finished. It's quite a nice, fun little activity. Okay, then our main activity is using our fabulous OS map from last week. Hope you've still got it. And we're going to be doing this quiz because I thought it'd be quite nice to do one which is all about our local area. So again, we've got Brighton all the way over here on the left-hand side, coming down the coast all the way to Newhaven and Seaford. Again, let me just check you can see all of that. Yes, you can. Right, so the TLP is, can I use 4-figure grid references to read OS maps? Now this map is a bit more tricky than this map. This is really simple, really clear. This one has a lot more detail on, so it's a little bit harder to read. But the important thing is these are the eastings numbers, and if they disappear a little bit here, you can write over them if you need to. And these numbers are the northings. So they start at 98, but you'll probably, if you look at where it goes from here, starts at 00, 01, 02. And in fact, I'm just going to write those on there because they're not on there. 01 and 02, just to help you. Right, now the first question is, name 2 hills in 4604. So there are 2 hills in 4604. So my first job is I'm going to come along my eastings until I get to 46. It's a little bit hidden there. If I'm not sure, I can come down here and look for the really clear ones. So it's going to be somewhere in this column. So not the column over here to the left, it's got to be to the right of 46. I'm then going to go up to 04. Now, where it's going to trick you is it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a bit annoying. We have to look on the on the northings rather for the 04. So there it is. Okay, brilliant. So we've got there 4 hill, and I'm really happy for you to draw on these maps to help you, and Black Cap Hill. So if we go to 46 up to 04, we find 2 hills, and we're going to write their names in the boxes, 4 Hill and Black Cap Hill. If you have a little go at this and you're finding it really tricky, don't worry, we can look at it in our Zoom later. Okay, it might be that you want to do the slightly simpler version. That's absolutely fine. But if you can have a really good go at this, just because it really makes you look at our local area and think about the four-figure digit references. So have a go. We'll talk about it later in Zoom. The challenge for this lesson is, can I write some of my own questions? And again, in our Zoom later, maybe you could challenge your friends. Okay, look forward to seeing you later. Hope you enjoy this.